The gallbladder is a little pear-shaped sac that sits underneath the liver, and it collects bile that the liver produces 24/7, and it stores it in between meals. When you have a meal that's of any size or contains fats, the gallbladder here will contract and squirt the bile down the bile ducts to allow the bile to act on the food that you've just eaten. Bile is a very strong detergent, and it helps release the fats and enable the digestive enzymes to act on the fats and digest them. So why does this not work properly? Why do we get stones? Well, the bile gets stored inside this gallbladder, and during periods where you're a bit dehydrated or you've not eaten properly, or the gallbladder just doesn't want to get the signals properly, the bile can sit there and become static. And when any concentrated solution becomes static, small crystals can form of the strong elements within that, and those crystals form the basis of sludge and stones. The commonest crystals we get are made of cholesterol and calcium carbonate, chalk. How would you know if you've got them? Well, the gallbladder, being an internal organ, won't give you symptoms that tell you exactly where they're coming from. You get vague tummy pains, and the classic description of gallbladder problems is flatulent dyspepsia, and by that we mean burping, flatulence upwards, and dyspepsia, indigestion. And typically this happens half an hour after a meal, lasting anything up to 1.5 to 2 hours. If it's just the gallbladder squeezing, the outlet pipe getting blocked by sludge or stones, and the gallbladder going into cramp, trying to squeeze the bile out. And this is what we call gallbladder colic or biliary colic. So whenever someone arrives with a diagnosis of gallstones, most surgeons would recommend removing the gallbladder. And we do that with a simple keyhole operation that lasts about 45 minutes to an hour, where we disconnect the gallbladder pipework, the cystic duct as it's called, from the main liver ducts. We disconnect the blood supply to the gallbladder, and then we peel off the gallbladder from the liver. And that way we can then remove the gallbladder with the stones, and the problem is solved. The liver continues to produce bile as normal, but that drips into the intestine constantly. And because most humans have 3 meals a day, the bile gets used up in a standard natural fashion, and the digestion continues unchanged. It's very rare for people to suffer side effects from removing the gallbladder, and for most people, life goes on as normal.